Welcome to Fourth and Forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network. Join hosts Dan, Richie, and TD as they break down the latest news and storylines across the NFL, featuring game predictions, breakdowns, heated debates, live Patreon callers, and everything in between. Catch Fourth and Forever every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your favorite midday NFL news show on the internet. Fourth and Forever, a Roundtable Sports project. Real coverage from real fans. My God, boys, I'm not going to lie to you, but I have the sniffles, all right? I don't know what it is. Maybe I have a little cold that I caught from Buffalo or something.
Me too,
but say that I sneeze more than like 20 times on today's show. Apologies in advance. But regardless, football still needs to be discussed. TD, what's going on, man?
Everything is good until I just read King Lowski say, Tony, you in trouble, son. I don't know what I did this time. But yeah, man, everything is all good, man. We're back at it. Here we are. This is hump day in the NFL. We're getting over the hump. It's time to start getting into some of the news around the league and the previews. Man, we're about to enter week 4, man. The season's already pushing off. It's weird. It just feels like it's moving pretty fast.
Crazy, right? Week 4, some solid matchups that we will probably save to preview for tomorrow. We have a lot of storylines we got to get to on this episode here. Rich, what's going on with you, dude?
Time flies when you're having fun. That's how I look at it, man. And it's sad that it does feel like it's coming together in terms of this season. But we're here live. We're able to talk some ball here on Fourth and Forever. Don't forget to smash the like button. We appreciate everybody tuning into this channel as always. And AFC East Roundtable tonight, we got a lot of fun things to talk about, baby. Let's do it.
Yes. A lot of fun things to discuss, indeed. Now, first topic I wanted to start off with was a safety by the name of CJ Gardner-Johnson. He found himself a free agent. He was formerly on the Houston Texans. And let me tell you a timeline of this player. Was drafted by the New Orleans Saints, was known as a toxic presence in their locker room, would regularly beef with players, would talk a lot of whatever. So then he ends up getting released. The Philadelphia Eagles end up picking him up in 2022. Same exact reputation followed him. He got in a fight with like a rookie or something like that, right over like not putting weights back or something. And then with some time on Detroit, he got injured after 2 games. And then once he was finished with Detroit, he went on social media and said that their secondary was mid and he dodged a bullet and he's happy to be out of there. Goes back to Philadelphia, who gives him a 3-year contract, $33 million. And they cut him. They trade him over to the Houston Texans this year, where the Houston Texans literally sent over capital, restructured his deal, took on all that money, and they release him after just 3 weeks of the season. So it's pretty clear that while this guy is a quality player for the most part, right? Like at one point, he led the NFL in interceptions. I think my question to you guys is the juice worth the squeeze based off of a reputation such as this, in case any team is intrigued on bringing him in? I'm going to start off with TD on this one.
It is for him. I mean, at this point, you're starting to wonder, is he doing this on purpose to keep on getting this guaranteed money and keep bouncing around? This is crazy work. But, is the juice worth the squeeze? No, not unless you have a coach who can actually hone it in. You know, that's just the reality. You need a strong coach, a strong locker room that has a lot of leaders in it. And maybe he's that fiery type of guy. Like everything around him has to be bumped. Like, hey, you're going to feel my presence. And, you know, sometimes that can come off the wrong way. Or, I just don't know him enough to really say, well, yeah, I mean, the evidence is showing that it's him. But at the same token, you know, his personality, he just needs someone who can actually hone it in and, you know, cater to it. He needs a strong locker room and other people like him, you know, one that has other people like him. So it'd be a perfect fit in Miami. Go ahead. Come on.
Well, Miami? Why do you want him in Miami?
I'm just saying, we just so dysfunctional. Why not? That's all.
But what about him do you like?
I mean, hey, if he has
He's a
something,
good football player.
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like he's a scrub or nothing. And put him next to Minka. You never know.
Yeah. So my thought is that a lot of Bills fans have been like raising this up as a possibility for the safety room because a lot of people aren't happy with Cole Bishop and Taylor Rapp combo. And they said, yeah, we should totally go for CJ Gardner-Johnson. And for me, I'm good, right? Like I've seen what this Buffalo Bills team looks like when they have somebody that causes problems within the locker room. Like we had to deal with Stephon Diggs for those last 2 years of his time in Buffalo. So as soon as when you witness the absolute shift of not only play on the field, but also you start to see some of the energy levels from players completely take a 180 once you remove a toxic presence, I'm good on it. Like, I'm good. I don't think Sean McDermott or Brandon Beane would even entertain a phone call to inquire. But for me, I'm going to have to pass. I wouldn't want to risk it. But for some reason, him in a Las Vegas Raiders uniform just makes all the sense in the world. Richie, talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's just a pure culture situation. He wanted out. He asked for a trade the way he's not used. I mean, come on, man. This is someone you want on your organization, especially for a team where he's coming from. I mean, you can be the talented guy in the world, but culture is just not what it's about, man. Culture doesn't seem like a good fit. But a team like the Eagles, where he's been before, I can see him going back there because they have their culture. It's not like he's getting infiltrated or anything like that. But, yeah, interesting stuff to see this guy keep getting bounced around the league.
Now, what's funny is that we are now into day 2, right as the announcement came that Jackson Dart, throwing darts all over the field, is going to be the starter for the New York Giants, right? He's starting off with the LA Chargers. He has a Saints game afterwards, which I think is favorable. But Brian Dable was questioned today, and he said, make no mistake, Dart is intended to be the starter for the rest of the season, and Russell Wilson is going to back him up. Now, I think my question becomes, you have Russell Wilson, right, sitting on the bench. Is he as good as he once was? Absolutely not. Did he put up numbers week 2? Yeah. Here's my question about this. Do we think that Russell Wilson is on the trade block? And would a team actually end up sending over some sort of capital for Russ to go and start for their team? Richie, what do you think they're going to do with Russell Wilson?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to trade him unless the Bengals really are desperate. That's the only team I can see right now. Yeah. The Vikings seem to got their guy, even though JJ stinks. They got Carson Wentz out there balling in his first game with the Vikings. Yeah, I don't see a team that's desperate enough for a guy like Russell Wilson who's not good. I mean, like,
we should send Tua for Russ. We got
Dolphins would be Super Bowl contenders with Russ. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see him getting traded. I think he's a valuable piece of the locker room, even though Jameis Winston could easily be the backup behind Jackson Dart. So
for sure.
I could see the Giants wanting to trade him, but I'm not really looking at it from the Giants not wanting to trade him perspective. It's more what team would want Russell Wilson at this point.
So you think it's got to be the case for the Giants and or the Browns. One of those QBs is going to be on the move, especially as more and more quarterbacks start to fall. I'm curious. And it all depends, too, on these teams that are without a quarterback. I think they need to at least demonstrate some sort of pulse. Like that, hey, like we could still potentially turn things around and squeak in as a wild card, but I still think it's too early. I just always thought that them riding with 3 quarterbacks in New York this year was a bit of a head scratcher. So, I mean, we'll see. TD, thoughts on this? Do you think Russell Wilson finishes off his season with the Giants?
No, I think he gets traded at some point to the Bengals or another team that's trying to make a run that may lose their quarterback. Yeah, he's on the trade block. You got to get something. I mean, it's not like he's going to be a part of the future and he's not going to be your backup next year. And truth be told, Russell Wilson might retire. I mean, he done made enough money. He done played enough. Why beat your legacy up sitting on the bench? You've never truly been a backup in this league. And just because you're one for the rest of the season, you need people like Russell Wilson will not go out being an official backup. And I don't see him being a starter next year for any franchise. You you're better off playing with a young guy trying to see what you have in him. So, yeah, try to get what you can right now, a conditional 6th or 7th round pick and, move on from him. I mean, that's quite simple. I would be on the phone with the Bengals and saying, hey, man, we'll eat majority of the salary. Is this something you want to look into? It's no need for him to be in New York anymore. To be quite, Jameis Winston is there. Russell Wilson's story is over. It's over.
And so good career. Him or Jameis Winston, I think.
Good career.
He was one handoff away to Marshawn Lynch to being a Hall of Famer.
Who?
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson.
Is Russell Wilson not going to be a Hall of Famer to you?
I feel like the back end of his career kind of ruined it. That's why I'm saying if he got that second ring, then yes. Like if he got that second ring, just handing the ball off to Marshawn. But since he has one ring and the back end of his career is a joke, I don't know. What do you think?
I'll actually, well, go ahead, Dan. All right. Hall of Fame.
So I've seen a lot of players that have gotten Hall of Fame honors that did not have nearly as an impressive of an early career as Russell Wilson did. He's not going to be first ballot, but I do think he will be a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
I just put things in the context. He's not going to make it in the Hall of Fame. Russell Wilson will not make it in the Hall of Fame, I don't think. The reason why I feel that way is because he was also carried. He was a part of a team. He didn't do any carrying in his career. Remember, he had the run game. He had the weapons on the outside. He had the massive O-line, 22, 23 personnel. He had the Legion of Boom. And as soon as he got paid and they couldn't afford all of that around him, he never got out of the first round.
Yeah.
Never got out of the first round. And I think a good comparison is Eli Manning, even though he has that second ring, which is why he's in. Eli did things that were like shocking with less than. Russell Wilson might be just on the outside looking in, and that's probably what he's been chasing, trying to get an opportunity to pad his resume a little more. But I'm gonna be honest with you, the last 7 years, he ain't do nothing but hurt it. He hadn't done nothing but hurt it.
It's definitely debatable, man. Like last good season was the COVID year, like when that big trend came around that said let Russ cook. Like that was when it was at its all-time high, when he was actually playing semi-decent football. But yeah, man. Like as soon as when he got shifted over to the Broncos, he just hasn't been the same. Like minus a couple of games here and there, like when we see him like throw for close to like 380 yards, 400 yards here and there. But like his overall like dominance that like he at least fooled us into believing toward the beginning of his career is all but over. I think it's going to be Russ or Jameis Winston that do end up getting shipped off because both of them, at least for backup purposes or for an emergency quarterback purpose, I think they still have some sort of value. And whether or not that you associate a 6th or a 7th round pick for value, it's still value. So I don't know. We will see. I did want to talk to you guys about a quarterback that I believe we were all skeptical about this offseason. His name is Michael Penix Jr., right? And the media is starting to hop on this train saying, what are the Falcons going to do about their quarterback situation? When is enough going to be enough? At what points do you bench Michael Penix in favor of Kirk Cousins? In case you haven't been paying attention, last week Michael Penix ended up putting out one of the worst games of his career, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up his statistics so far this season. So far, he has a 58.6% completion percentage, has thrown for 605 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 interceptions, and the last game against the Panthers was sitting at a 40.5 passer rating. It was not a good day for the young gun slinger. So my question is this. At what point do you say, all right, maybe we were wrong. Maybe we shouldn't have drafted this kid in the first round after paying a veteran quarterback well over $100 million guaranteed. Do you think we see Kirk Cousins at one point this year? Rich, talk to me.
if Michael Penix keeps playing the way he's been playing, there's definitely a chance. Kirk Cousins is a proven veteran in this league, and if the Falcons feel like they have a roster to win and Penix is not ready to go, it really puts you in a really tough spot. Last year, remember the Panthers benched Bryce Young, and then when he came back, he started playing good football. Maybe Penix just needs a little bit more time. He was on the bench last year for the first part of his season. Kirk Cousins was struggling, so they made that decision. Yeah, the Falcons, they got Bijan, who's arguably one of the best running backs in the NFL. Not arguably, he is one of the best running backs in the NFL. Drake London's that guy. Kyle Pitts is starting to make plays. It's crazy how bad this offense has been. They have all the weapons you need, and it's just been bad. But it's too early on in the season to write them off. I think you got to give them a few more weeks. But this is the NFL, man. If you keep struggling like this with a guy like Kirk Cousins behind you, change could happen very, very fast.
Things can happen indeed. TD, and so a long-time Michael Penix supporter dating back even to pre-draft. A long-time Michael Penix supporter here.
Y'all ain't heard me mention Michael Penix's name until 8 months ago. It's the first time I even said the man's name.
True. But
no, you love southpaws, man. You're a big Tua guy.
Yeah. You're a big lefty guy for some reason. We have to actually unpack that a bit. But at what point, from Raheem Morris's perspective, do you say, all right, look, we need to win some football games here. I think it's time to go with the vet. Go ahead.
So first off, it wasn't a mistake drafting him. You don't know what he is or what he's going to end up being. You got to give him the whole year before you start even talking about that. But as far as Kirk Cousins will be the starter in 3 weeks versus the Buffalo Bills.
And beat him?
No, I don't know. But Kirk Cousins will be the starter versus Buffalo Bills. And here's why I say that. It's a perfect scenario. Michael Penix has to beat Washington this week at home, by the way. If he struggles and doesn't play well against Washington this week, they will bench him just like Bryce Young. Why? Because they have a bye week right after that, which you put Kurt back in, get him warmed up with the team, get him ready. Then you come off of that bye week versus Buffalo. And you got to go on a run. You got to try your very best to go on a run. The schedule is very favorable in the midsection of the year, but you got to win games, and you can't take that risk with the young guy. So I think that's what's going to happen. If Michael Penix bombs out this week and doesn't play well versus Washington, the bye week, Kirk Cousins will be acclimated right back into the fray, and he'll be playing versus Buffalo, and it'll be his job to lose once again. And it doesn't look like he will lose it because he might go on a string of victories. Not saying he'll beat Buffalo, but after that, about 5 games that are absolutely winnable for Atlanta in a row. So Kurt's going to have that opportunity. But Michael Penix, hey, man, he was regressing right now. He got to get his act together. It doesn't write, his future, but at the same token, it's just not a good look right now. They need more from him. And this Washington game is going to tell you all you need to know.
So what they should have done from the very beginning, from the very, very beginning, was ride out those guaranteed years of the Kirk Cousins contract and then start Michael Penix. And I think that strategy has been proven to be the correct one. While I know that Kirk struggled a tad last year with Atlanta, I feel like we see this every single year with QBs coming off of a lower leg injury, a serious one, whether it's ACL, MCL, LCL, or something in that category. While it takes them a year to get back on the field, it takes them closer to about a year and a half right before you start to see them be like, oh, that's right, that guy can play football. We saw that from Aaron Rodgers last year toward the back half of his season with the New York Jets, where he actually looked like, okay, that's the Aaron Rodgers I remember. I think you get the same thing from Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but Dan, I think they did it geniusly. Here's why. Say you would have stuck with Kurt the whole time. You don't think the criticism and it would have been really loud and you got to go with Penix. Now nobody's going to question going back and forth. So if you go to Kirk after this week, if Penix struggles, you've gotten the circus out of the way, the chance for Penix and all of that. because that's what started to happen last year. They were chanting Penix, put him in. They were kind of forced to do it. The fan base, you don't want to lose interest. So now you've gotten all of that out of the way. Now you might be able to just roll with Kurt if Penix struggles in this, and you don't have to worry about whether Kurt plays good or bad. You don't have to worry about the chance again. You can get through without the media criticism.
And do you have any further comments, Richie, right before we move on?
No, I think that it's one of those situations that we're going to see. Let time play itself out. The Falcons are built to win right now, and if they keep trending in the wrong direction, there will be a change.
What shall we do? Folks, I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. What you need to do is hit that like button for us. It's the easiest way to show a little bit of love right over here. It's the easiest way to show a little bit of love right over here, man. We have 184 of you on YouTube tapping in with us, and we appreciate that. But what we want to do, we want to be able to recruit as many new family members in our live chat community as possible. How we do that is we gather together as a collective unit and hit that thumbs up sign. If there is 183 people watching this episode, there better be 183 like buttons smashed, guys. Pull your weight. Let's go ahead and make this show the most popular midday NFL show on the damn
You guys see
internet.
that? See that breaking news yesterday? The Jets trade. We making some cooking moves, baby. We're coming. All right.
So I'll be honest with you. I was very unfamiliar with who that guy was.
This is how you
Brownlee.
find out who he was. You go to the team's fan base that traded him away and see their thoughts.
Okay.
And
What did they say?
Titans fans are pissed off. I had Titans Rossi actually come on to my show this morning to give his thoughts, and Titans fans are just questioning everything. Your boy RBT was wondering why they did this move.
Nice.
So and that's how I like to do it. When you trade for somebody that's kind of not of a big name, you got to get the pulse of the fan base, and Titans fans are really upset they just traded him away. That does not mean he's going to be anything good, but we all know the Jets have an issue with Brandon Stevens, and this guy could be replacing him. That's all I'll say about that trade.
Interesting, man. Brownlee to the New York Jets. Some desperate help needed in that secondary.
And it's all about what you said, Dan, very consistently over the offseason, that when you have a brand new head coach, it takes time to get their guys, right?
So why did they trade him?
This is their guys. This is
true.
This is their opportunity to get their type of guy. He got injured in practice last week, and he did not play. My theory is that he's injured, and the Titans, I don't know, they just wanted to get rid of him. And the Jets were like, all right, we'll let him stash on our team and heal up and maybe be a long-term piece. Because he's 24 years old, was drafted 2 years ago, has a lot of upside, is very physical, fits the culture of what Aaron Glenn's trying to do. So we'll see.
So it's a great segue because we have just mentioned the Tennessee Titans. And there was a bit of controversy within the organization yesterday evening and going into this morning. Head coach Brian Callahan suggested that he didn't see anything wrong with his play calling at all. He stood on business. However, you go to sleep, you wake up in the morning, it turns out that he is shifting play calling responsibilities to their offensive coordinator. Now, here's my question. Nobody anticipated this Titans team to be any good this year. Sure, Cam Ward has shown his flashes, but as Richie has suggested, he's sacked quite a bit so far. A lot of issues with the offensive line. But when you talk to Titans fans, a lot of these guys want Brian Callahan out of the building. I'm a big proponent of a coaching carousel is never a good thing. Always make sure that you can give the guy time to establish his culture, establish his vision, and then after 3 to 4 years, if it's much of the same, then move on. But now I'm looking at what Callahan has brought to the table thus far, and I feel like I'm hopping on board with that. But my question becomes, is that a mistake for Cam Ward's development, or do you get this guy out of here as soon as possible and go back to the drawing board? I'm going to go to TD on this one. If you were the owner of the Tennessee Titans, is Brian Callahan on the hot seat this year?
How long has he been there again?
This is his second year.
No, you don't put him on you don't put a second-year guy on a hot seat whenever it's the first year with his quarterback. And you said they're relinquishing the play calling duties, or
he's giving it up and he's giving it to his offensive coordinator.
Okay, well, see, I'm glad he's actually doing that because that's how I like to see systems ran anyway, typically. because otherwise it makes you an offensive coordinator if you're still calling those plays. That's kind of how I feel about it in a lot of cases, unless you're just great at both. No, you don't put this man in the hot seat. You allow this year to play out, and you see if things are getting better as the year goes on. It's like I say, it's really unfair. You got to think back with all the quarterbacks that they've had. These guys haven't been really good enough. And then you bring in a rookie now and you already want to chop the coach. I just feel like he's at least a year away from even being considered to be on the chopping block. And the truth be told, as long as they don't absolutely bomb it all year, like I don't care about the record, but show me your offense is improving as the year goes on. If it's staying stagnant the whole year, then we have a problem, but not a hot seat yet.
Not a hot seat yet. Be patient, Titans fans. Richie, thoughts?
Not a hot seat yet. Listen, man, I think that you got to give Cam. No, I'll tell you this, man. Titans fans are pissed with their coaching staff. They don't have an offensive coordinator right now, apparently. They are demoting this guy. It's the quarterback's coach calling the plays. Apparently, it's a giant mess right now going on that organization, which I find really interesting. So, yeah, he is on the hot seat, man. The Titans are one of those teams that really don't know what they're doing, it seems like, from the outside looking in. And I can definitely tell you that Titans fans are not happy with this regime. They're not happy with what they look like even on game day in terms of like the game day experience from a fan's perspective. They don't even know who's the GM. Like, there's a lot of dysfunctional stuff going on with that team. Poor Cam Ward. Let's see if he can survive that because so far not so good.
Let's see what the Tennessee Titans do. I just keep asking myself this, and the more and more that I see Brian Callahan attempt to take the reins of Tennessee, I just keep asking myself, I'm like, should they have walked away from Vrabel? Should they have walked away from that guy?
Absolutely not.
How do we know if Vrabel's any good?
Vrabel is good. See, Richie, you just take every opportunity you can to discount the Patriots.
So one thing I'll give Vrabel,
he's looked good
for the most part, barring crazy injuries.
Looks great so far.
Him letting Tennessee go on that run with Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback is impressive, to say the least. And so I really think that. I also think that he's a pretty good culture builder. And so I think that he has that pedigree of being a strong leader. I probably wouldn't have walked away from Vrabel, to be honest with you. That's me.
And Vrabel, even right now, has the Patriots not been competing every week?
Yeah.
And also, he's still trying to get the snakes out of the building. Let's not forget about that. There are some issues in that building he's trying to figure out. And on top of it, we're talking about Vrabel with a quarterback he never picked. So we'll see how that goes as well. But go ahead and ask, Richie.
Are the Steelers a good football team?
They're solid. They have a lot of opportunity to grow because they're new. It's a lot of new pieces that came in together. So as the season goes, you want to see them get better and better. Will they? I don't know. But the starting point to where they are, I'm okay with it. It's not crazy like, man, they're on it, but I'm okay with the start considering a lot of new pieces, new quarterback above all.
Are the Raiders a good football team?
No.
Raiders, no. They are struggling bad. I think they got a lot of dysfunction. This goes back to the summer with the Christian Wilkins stuff. They're still trying to build the identity how they want to build it.
Are the Dolphins a good football team?
The Dolphins are a average football team. They're not good right now, but hey, competing against the Buffalo Bills like they just did, yeah, man, we're headed in the right direction, I believe.
So those are the three opponents that the Patriots have went up against, and the only team they beat were the Dolphins. So they couldn't beat the bad, dysfunctional Raiders. They couldn't beat the Steelers that are solid, and the only win so far is against you guys.
Okay, so what's your point? That's all they've played. That's all they've played
so far.
That's all they've played.
So we're not saying that they are a world breaker, right?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I do think that Tony and I are on the same page where we think that they're a average team, right? And that's not bad. Most of their losses, I would say, probably credit. Yeah, I'd say average.
I thought you guys were like in the above average category, 10, 11 wins, all that stuff.
It's still early.
Possibly.
So I think that's their ceiling. But like when I look at a lot of their losses, I think a lot of them are just based off of self-inflicted wounds. It's particularly that last game against Pittsburgh. I'm going to be cautious rating to give my final take on the Pats until Christian Gonzalez comes back, which I think he has a shot at playing this weekend. But it's going to take a little bit of time. And by expectations, Rich, like, I'm not saying 12 wins, 13 wins. Yes, I know that I gave them I'm pretty sure I gave them like 10 or 11 wins or something like preseason. Now it's like 8 or 9 for me, but still a stark improvement.
All right. Well, big week for them coming up.
Big week. The Panthers, baby. Bryce Young.
They better beat the Panthers.
I got the Panthers winning.
Yeah,
I got the Panthers winning.
You do?
I do. Yeah.
So if the Panthers win and the Patriots fall to 1-3, are you still going to say the same thing you're saying now?
Yeah, it's just Richie. You can't.
It's got to be until the end of the season.
Yeah, you keep overlooking the underlying basis here. They're a new team growing. Vrabel has them competing. Now, if they get blown out by the Panthers, all of that changes. But as long as they're competing every year and they're barely losing, Vrabel will continue to have this team headed towards the right direction.
Well, my point is that I guess we just don't align on is this season for the Patriots is the lay the foundation season for them to set themselves up for success and be competitive next year. Where you and other people believe this is the year where Vrabel's going to come in and bring them to the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. I never believed that was the case. I thought that this is the year they're going to be competitive. They're going to be better than last year for sure. They're going to show signs of improvement, but their roster is just not talented enough to withstand, and Drake May's got to show enough to be able to go out there and do something. Like, they don't look fantastic to me so far this season. This is the lay the foundation year. It's not the year for them to go to the playoffs. That's just my perspective, and we're not aligned, and we'll see whatever happens.
Well, you're saying we're not aligned on a perspective where you're skewing my perspective. I said that it's possible they can make the playoffs, but the underlying thing here, Richie, is that still remains true. That I've been saying about the Patriots is that they're better than the Jets. That's all.
What does that have to do with anything?
But that's all I've been saying.
And where's the proof behind that? Please,
they're better than the Jets. They're better than the Jets.
How? Because they beat the Dolphins?
The record. They're better than the Jets.
Yeah, because they beat y'all. We're gonna beat you this week. So the Jets will be 1-3.
Stop it.
And if the Patriots lose to the Panthers, we're the same record. So I don't understand.
No, well, that's not happening. Y'all, they're better than the Jets, okay?
What do you mean? We're competitive in games besides the Bills.
Yeah, but y'all got blown out one week. Well, we did too, but that's not
to the Colts, by the way.
The best team in the league, possibly.
I don't know, man. All I'm saying is, like, the Patriots, from my perspective, I'm not impressed. Like, sorry. Like, oh, you're Richie, you're a hater. Like, you guys, like, just coddle this team like they're this, like, babies that you want. I don't understand. You guys have a different perspective on that team than I do. I don't know.
Richie, you're a Jets fan. You should be the easiest to be impressed. You're a Jets fan.
What's impressive, bro? They turned the ball over 5 times. Oh, it's self-inflicted wounds. They'll clean that up. How do we know that? I mean, 5 turnovers, that's inexcusable, but we're just like, it's okay. They turned the ball over 5 times. They'll figure it out. You guys are just too soft with this team, man. Be more hard on them, bro. If the Jets turn the ball over 5 times, you'd be laughing at us and calling us dysfunctional. You're the Jets.
Y'all probably
you guys stink.
have.
But since it's the Patriots, it's like, oh, they'll figure it out.
Probably
you know what I mean? That's the difference.
Turnovers.
That's the difference. 5 turnovers is crazy.
So we've been like working together for about 5 or 6 years, and one trend that remains true is that we always baby a team each and every single year. For a long time, Richie, that was the Jets. Like, we would baby you for your first couple of years.
Me?
Yeah, we did.
Exactly. Like, we never said anything bad about your team. We tried feeding you optimism.
I used to feel bad for you, Richie. Now I wish
like, we never trolled you year 1 and year 2. Yeah. We never trolled you year 1 and year 2. Like, now we just shifted.
As a
so now like, now we have some empathy for the Patriots fans out there. I think that's what it boils down to. If they rattle off a couple of wins and like some of their fans like start coming in and be like, I told you, brother. I told you the Pats would be back, bruh. I told you. Then maybe I'll shift my energy. then maybe I'll shift my energy.
That's all I'm saying, man. Just be consistent a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about a 5-turnover game, and we're just like babying them, putting a pacifier on them. And I'm just calling that out because I know if it was the Jets in that game and we did that, it'll be a different tone. That's all I'm saying. We can move on.
Yeah, for sure. And sorry if I remained somewhat distracted on that last segment. I actually ended up cooking together a beautiful parlay on Sleeper right here. Hear me out. As we know, Thursday Night Football is tomorrow evening. I have 2 plays from that game, and then I have 1 from the Patriots and Panthers game, ironically enough. From that game, I have Chuba Hubbard, who's a slept-on running back, by the way. I think he's a pretty big piece of their offense. I have an anytime touchdown. I have a feeling he's finding his way in there. Give me that with the over. Followed by an anytime touchdown for our good friend Kenneth Walker for the Seattle Seahawks against the Arizona Cardinals. Not a big fan of the run defense. I think Kenneth Walker has a day. I think he finds the end zone. And last but not least, how about Kyler Murray, who's a bum, by the way, but I have him going over 30.5 rushing yards on Thursday Night Football as well. $10 wins me $64. And the beauty of it is, say that I inspired you to download Sleeper Picks, which obviously you should. They are blessing you with a crazy deposit match of 100% all the way up to $100. So if, for example, that you know ball as well as you demonstrate in the live chat, might as well turn your ball knowledge into doll hairs, my friends. Shout out to Sleeper for being a proud partner of this episode today. Link is in bio. Terms and conditions apply, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Shout out to them, man.
That's what I'm talking about. And so I'll tell you what, man, I think I've seen a couple of Patreon callers backstage. How about we welcome in our first one?
Dwayne is up first.
What's
Dwayne,
up, guys?
what up, man?
TD, you're absolutely right. You don't do anything coaching-wise with the Titans because you don't want to become what Cleveland did for 14-some years, and that's every 2 years switch out coaches. That being said, Dan and I know all about quarterback coaches going up to be offensive coordinator and how much that sucks because the learning process that is for the first 2 years. To only find out they're just a quarterback coach and not an offensive coordinator. Richie, I think you have a good point to not really like New England as much as far as where they're going. But here's the difference between a New England and Miami. New England has hope in their quarterback. Miami has little, which leads me to the last question for you, Tony. Josh Allen is actually making less than what Tua is over the next 3 years. How the heck do you get out of that contract? DF forever? Out.
That's my guy.
I mean, it's true. Drake May definitely has way more upside than Tua.
Oh, for sure.
I can
for
agree with
sure.
that one.
He's yeah, dude. And you know what? Like, this is a difficult pill to swallow, and not that this is really a high bar, but I'd argue Drake May is the second best quarterback in the AFC East.
You put Josh Allen third now?
Oh, come on, dude.
Oh.
Come on.
The guy's name's Tua. That's like the funniest name
Tua.
of all time. Like the name Tua.
All
Makes me
right,
laugh.
y'all hating, but listen, DF, how do we get out of that contract? We got a Russell Wilson Seattle it.
We just gotta eat
No.
We just gotta eat
I
it.
meant Denver. Sorry, we have the Denver Broncos. This whole thing, you gotta eat the dead cap. If you're smart, but the Dolphins aren't smart. They're probably gonna roll with Tua next year as well. Instead of doing what Denver did and drafting a Bo Nix, they're gonna roll with Tua, and it is what it is. That's our reality. The front office is incompetent. And here's the deal: they do that. They admit they absolutely failed, even though the evidence is clear they failed. So they're going to hold on to dear life and they're going to keep making bad decisions, hoping for some miraculous lucky break. That's what they're going to do. So we'll see.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, man, just based off of college football as well, this draft class is not living up to expectations. We saw John Mateer went down with some surgery. He might not be back till later. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's still hope, I believe, that he could finish off the season, but Like, he was probably one of the few glimmers, like, right of that class. Like him and Garrett Nussmeier, too, but I'm pretty sure he has New Orleans Saints written all over him at this point. Tua, man. Tua. What's going to happen? I don't think it's going to be a package deal. I do think that McDaniel will be fired, and I do think they'll probably try to roll out Tua again, like next year. With, I mean,
a third.
I mean, whoever your new head coach is, it very well could be Joe Brady. It could be Joe Brady.
Just crazy work, man.
I don't know. And some Bills fans just like, and I had a heart palpitation when I said that, but we shall see. We shall see. All right, moving on. Here's something that I did earlier as an exercise, and I feel that it's way too early. It's only been 3 weeks of the NFL season, but sometimes like you just get a feeling. Like when you look at divisions across the league and you see a team sitting on top and you're just like, yeah, just send them a t-shirt already. All right. They won that damn division. I think my question is to you guys, based off of all of the division order or record order right now, who are you most confident in that team is not giving up first place and they will be crowned the division champions? I'll go ahead and I'll pull up a visual for each and every single one of you, and we can go from there. And obviously, this is an overreaction Wednesday type of segment, but I do feel like that each and every single one of us should be having the conversation. I'll go ahead and lock this in real fast. Bang, bang. With the Buffalo Bills, I will skip that one. I did not bring up this segment to gloat. I think it's pretty clear.
You did. You know, it's exactly why you brought it up.
I think it's all pretty clear at this point. And
I think the Patriots are going to win the division anyway, but go ahead.
Okay, we have the Patriots going through, but let's move on into some of the more interesting divisions. The AFC West, which is crazy because they did play all 3 division matchups. They won all 3 of them, right? 3-0.
It's a wrap.
Their schedule is easy as hell. The Kansas City Chiefs are 1-2. They could lose to the Ravens and go 1-3 at one point.
Wait, I didn't realize that. All 3 of the Chargers' wins were in the AFC West?
Yep.
We're in the AFC West, all 3 of them, which is probably even more impressive because that's probably their biggest hurdle all season is their division opponents.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my question to you, is it too soon to congratulate the LA Chargers on an AFC West division championship? Richie?
Yes. They are the front runners. I'm still predicting them to win it, but it's 3 weeks in. All the teams below them are 2 games back. Like, all it takes is a run, man. We're talking about 14 games left. You never know what's possible in this league. Them being 3-0 in the division helps 100%, but I'm not going to say it's 100% guaranteed. It's way too soon to say guarantee. I mean, you can predict it and be right. Congratulations. But, you know, you never know what can happen. The Broncos can get scorching hot. The Chiefs can figure it out. Like, if the Chiefs go out there and beat the Ravens this week, they're 2-2, and then all of a sudden we're having a different perspective of the Kansas City Chiefs, especially when they start getting healthier in the back end of the season. So, yeah, the Chargers are the front runners. I think the Raiders are going to finish in the basement, and I think that the Chiefs and the Broncos are going to be competing for a wild card spot, and the Chargers are in the driver's seat to win the division. But it's too early for this division in my eyes.
I'd probably be on the same page as you. I have been burned before, like doubting the evil empire. But what goes into the Chargers' favor is that schedule is stupid. Stupid easy. So, like, you would need to see, like, a season-ending injury from, like, 3 to 4 players in order for this not to go the way that they think that it should. TD, and so are you already crowning the Chargers as AFC West champions, or could you see another team pick it up?
He's a Chargers fan, so of course. He's, like, delusional about the Chargers like he is about his own Dolphins.
There's no delusion into this. They've already won that division. These teams are not 2 games behind. They're 3 games behind because they win every tiebreaker as well. Not only
Not
that,
unless they beat each other. I mean, that's 1 game. If they beat them in a second matchup, there's no tiebreaker.
There is, because they already have 3 divisional wins. All they got to do is win one more divisional game, pretty much. Just one. Well, that's pretty much all they have to do. And on top of that, they have the best offense in the division and the best defense in the division. It's that simple. This is the best team in that division. Matter of fact, not only are they going to win the AFC West, they're going to win the AFC with the number 1 seed.
Oh. Whoa there. We'll pump the brakes here. We'll pump the brakes.
I looked at their schedule. Come on, man. They got like 2 games all season. That's real resistance.
Damn.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
That's a power move right there. That is a power move indeed. Moving on to the AFC North. Let me tell you what, man. I've been peeping at this bad boy for a little bit. And you know what? I don't care if the Ravens lose on Sunday. At all. I could care less if the Baltimore Ravens go 1-3. I still have the Baltimore Ravens winning this division. I do. I had some Ravens fans actually in my mentions when I ended up giving my power rankings yesterday. I still had them at 5. They're like, oh, we don't deserve that. It's Harbaugh should be working at a gas station, right? Like Derrick Henry can't hold on to the football to save his life. It's over for us. No, not at all. I think that this team still wins 13 games. Even if they lose to Kansas City, I think that we are going to be watching the exact same thing that happened last year, where they had a relatively slow start, but then rattle off a bunch of wins. Solid teams they've played so far, right? So they played the Buffalo Bills. They played the Detroit Lions, who had a bit of a snafu week 1, but they quickly came back to reality. I think that the Ravens are going to win this one. I don't trust the Bengals. I think that the Bengals are about to go on an awful slide. I think that it's going to get to a point where Joe Burrow is technically healthy and ready to come back, but they're just going to say, nah, screw it. Let's just save him until 2026. So mad at Jamar Chase. I'm so mad I picked him in fantasy football. So livid. But I still have the Ravens winning this one. TD.
Yeah, I got to go with the Ravens as well. The Bengals, you can't trust them with the quarterback situation. And the Steelers, have you seen their schedule, man? The Steelers, man, they got a tough schedule coming up. So the Ravens are the most equipped team to be able to actually manage and deal with it. I also say this. The Cleveland Browns could make a run. That defense is pretty good. No, I'm looking at the schedule. Like when you look at it, they have to obviously play the Bengals. They're down. They got to play Chicago. They got to play San Francisco, Tennessee, the Raiders, the Patriots, the Jets, the Dolphins. Like their schedule actually, if they can get better offensive play, can make some plays. But like I said, I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens to win this division. I don't think Bengals can hold on because of the quarterback situation.
So what do you got, Rich?
Yeah, dude, we talked about the Chiefs, but I don't think we realize one of the Chiefs or Ravens is going to be 1-3 after this week's matchup between them two. Mm-hmm. That's going to be massive for the AFC.
Yeah.
I still have the Ravens winning the division. They're just that good of a football team. They're just a few Derrick Henry fumbles away from being 3-0. And they went up against 2 of the juggernauts. Their 2 losses are against the Bills and the Lions. The other game was a dominant victory. So I'm definitely going to roll with the Ravens. Even if they lose to the Chiefs, I still have them going on a run and going crazy at the end of the season. So give me the Ravens to win this division. The Steelers squeak in as a wild card team. Browns. Come on, the Browns. And
so the Browns, what I will say about the Browns is, yes, they have, I'd say, arguably the best defense in the NFL. Like a really good defense, really good, all across the board. But we've seen this a lot. We've seen where the shocking amount of talent is just associated with one side of the football, and the offense is absolute trash. Anytime you see that, that team's ceiling is 8 or 9 wins. And me suggesting that Joe Flacco or whoever they end up giving the nod to, I just don't think that it's going to work out that way. And so I think the Browns' ceiling, and this is even a stretch that they can get anywhere near this, is about 8 or 9. But I still anticipate, and so to see a lot of 17-14 losses from the Browns all season long. And that much I can tell you.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy stuff, man. AFC, last division before we end up transitioning and right before we tell you about our good partner, Prop GPT. We have the AFC South. Indiana Jones, man. Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts shocked the world. Shame on you guys for laughing at me in the live chat a couple of months ago when I said Indiana Jones was about to go off, brother. Indiana Jones been going off. And the Jaguars bums. We all know that Trevor
2-1
Lawrence.
bums.
Yeah. We know that Trevor Lawrence.
I wish I was 2-1 bums.
I mean, he sucks, right? Like, he's bad. I don't really believe in this guy. I haven't believed in this guy in a long time. CJ Stroud, bum. All right? Same thing. Solid defense, top 3 defense in this league. But when your offense is averaging 14 points per game against not so quality competition, I think there's issues there. I think that their offensive line was a glaring red flag. Nobody should be shocked at their start this year. And the Tennessee Titans, trash. Nothing. I'm sending the T-shirt over to Indianapolis. TD.
The Colts are gonna win the division. This is crazy that we could even say that. Shame on the Jags and the Texans. Titans, you understand what they're going through, but man, when you really look at it, like the Texans have only scored 38 points. That is like 12.6 a game.
Can we have that conversation?
About what?
I mean,
Are we going to blame the offensive line?
So
Or is CJ Stroud not him?
it's the entire offense.
CJ Stroud might not be him.
Thank you.
Might not. I mean,
Is
as long
not.
as he is
he's
not
just
or
a-
might not.
He
See,
ain't-
it's one
he
thing
ain't
when
he's
you've
just a
seen
guy. He's just a
Ever
guy.
since he went to Caleb Williams after the game and he's tried to like act like a veteran, like, oh yeah, don't you worry, bro, just do this. You just like, what have you accomplished in the league, CJ Stroud? He also put himself in the top 5. He's like, oh yeah, the top 5 quarterbacks are Mahomes, Lamar, me. What do you mean me? You don't
Hurts.
like. Come
And
on, bro.
he didn't put Josh Allen in that top 5
yeah,
either.
he
It was also a Cardinal.
Sound like a good list to me.
Oh, come on.
he mentally like thought that he's done something because he had a good.
He's
rookie
won a
season,
playoff
man.
game his rookie season, and that's more than 80-90% of all
And
quarterbacks
what has he
in the
done
league.
since he won a playoff
And he
game last
hasn't done anything. Well, he went to he won one last year too, right? So he's won a playoff game, and actually that's more than 90% of all quarterbacks in the league.
So are you going to buy more stock in CJ Stroud or are you selling?
No, I'm holding until the season. I need to see some more. But at the end of the day, he's 2 for 2.
How
2
bad
for
are the
2 going
Jaguars
to
that
the
we're talking
playoffs.
about? He couldn't even he got a garbage time touchdown at the end. Well, not garbage time. I guess it was a tie of the game, but he couldn't even beat the Jaguars.
Well, this is why I don't get all caught up. This is why I don't get all caught up into that, Richie. How many bad games does Josh Allen have every year?
Now or previously?
It doesn't matter. I mean, typically
Not
at a
anymore.
minimum, at a minimum 2, right? Lamar Jackson 2, 3. Patrick Mahomes 2, 3, 4.
Stroud isn't in that conversation. He's going to get that leeway.
No, but the point of the matter is the guy has gone to 2 playoffs. He's won 2 playoff games. And we go into this year and we see 3 bad performances, and all of a sudden he ain't nothing.
It's not all of a sudden, TD. Yeah, he won a playoff game last year, but in the regular season he was a bum as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when he
He had
got
a
into the
sophomore
playoffs, who carried his team in that playoff game?
Is what puts you in the
Defense.
him conversation for me is not to be accidentally good occasionally. It's to be consistent almost all the time. Like, you are consistently good and very rarely bad. CJ has been more so bad than consistently good for me. Hence why I'm not even sure if I have him in the top 10.
How do you say that when his entire rookie season he was great? His entire rookie season.
Since
Second year he hasn't been. Is that not? But you're saying consistently bad.
First 3 games of this season also bad.
Yeah, I get it. That's why I said I'm not selling or buying. I'm holding because I think we need to see a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm very excited to see who they play this.
The
this
Titans.
weekend. Oh,
If they don't beat the Titans, bro.
If they don't beat the Titans, dude, in fact, what's the spread on that game? What's the spread on that damn game, man? I might take plus points.
Bad.
Look what TD did. All right, TD ruined everything.
So I might take some plus points. And so I might take some plus points on that damn.
Dan, I also am kind of like, who we taking the survival pool this week?
Dude, that's a conversation offline that like we're gonna have to make some moves on. You know what I mean? And so we can't be having anybody listening that might be in our league because there's a lot of people in that damn league. Bro. It's absolutely shocking. Folks, I got to tell you about my secret weapon when it comes into player prop betting, and that just so happens to be Prop GPT. Folks, it's like Chat GPT, but what it does is that it tells you if you know ball when it comes into predicting over or unders for all of your player prop personnel. Just last week, I asked Prop GPT if it was a safe play for me to take the over for Jared Goff on his passing yards. It's a very simple process. All you do is select the player in question, who they are playing, and then you tell Prop GPT what the line is on your favorite player prop betting app. I hope it's Sleeper. And then it gives you a percentage of it hitting based off of its artificial intelligence mind hive. Got to tell you what, it's been absolutely awesome. You do get a 7-day free trial the second that you sign up. So if you guys kind of want to check it out, try it out, risk-free, highly recommend you go download this app and give it a little bit of love. Always need a little bit of help, especially when it comes into all these like parlay moves that you have here and there. Shout out to Prop GPT for being a proud partner of Roundtable Sports. Thank you so much, Prop GPT.
Shout out to AI, man. Killing me.
Yeah, I know.
Shout out to AI, man. Shout out to that AI. And hit that like button for us, if you don't mind. Anyway, we have another Patreon caller backstage.
Roundtable Sports. Real coverage. Rumors. Austin live. What up, boss?
Austin, what up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you?
So I have two questions. The first question is, what in the world is going on with Marvin Harrison Jr.? I drafted him in fantasy. I don't know what he's doing out there. I don't know if it's Kyler Murray. I don't know if he's the problem, like he's not giving him the ball. Or I don't know if Marvin Harrison.
That wasn't on Kyler.
I don't know if Marvin Harrison's not getting open, but I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that. And then I've been on Twitter, and the Bills Ravens rivalry. The two fan bases are going crazy right now. Like it's kind of toxic, but I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on those two things.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Awesome. We appreciate the call, my friend. Let's go ahead and address this. So Marvin Harrison Jr., right? I'm not sure if this is karma from his whole jersey rights fiasco that occurred last offseason, perhaps. Maybe it has something to do with Kyler Murray being an incompetent football player. I'm just kidding. Perhaps that was a bit too harsh. I don't think that he has the right quarterback. I think that if you were to put him in just about every other situation in the NFL with like a top 15 guy, I think things might be changing. It's not like that they are weaponless, right? Like with Trey Benson has been dominating conversations for waiver wire pickup in fantasy football. Have him still have McBride as well, who is a solid tight end. He's obviously creating distractions. Marvin Harrison Jr. also, he has had his share of drops and some gaffes. In fact, I am watching a replay right now of all of his missed opportunities. It is an extensive clip. Sometimes I think that chemistry, so between a wide receiver and a quarterback, is indeed like super important. And I just don't think that him and Kyler really mesh well together. I'm not giving up on him. Hopefully he turns it around. He had a pretty quietly good season last year. But I don't know, man. And so I hope that you could be patient. TD, go ahead. What's wrong with Marvin Harrison Jr., TD? Richie, what's wrong with Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Can you hear me, Dan?
Yeah.
Right, my bad. You cut out on me. Nothing's wrong with him. He just dropped a few passes, man. Dan, you like to be a conspiracy theorist about the jersey and all of that crazy stuff. It's not looking great, but he'll be fine, man. This kid, he'll get it together. Now I will say this: those drops were egregious, and like I don't know if you remember the one Kyler. I mean, he was wide open, literally eyed and head. And
I'm watching. Yeah.
And I'm just like, man,
pretty bad.
That is a big time blow. But it's early, man. Like again, I don't want to overreact for some guys. But he got to be better. I mean, where he was drafted and everything, he has to be better. But I think he will. I'm not going to sit here and, be down on the kid. The kid's made a lot of catches too. So he'll be all right, man. Then stop the conspiracies.
It's that, or he's doing whatever he can to get the Cardinals to walk away from Kyler Murray next year. No, I'm just kidding. Richie, thoughts on Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Yeah, I mean, I'm disappointed. I drafted him in fantasy as well. I need him to kind of help me out here, and he's not. So the thing about Marvin Harrison Jr. is he was probably one of the most hyped up wide receiver prospects in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
That's why this feels like
so it makes you want to hate him, bro.
Yeah, it's like, bro, all I heard is this guy's like crazy. Like this guy's generational like his father, better than his father, all these crazy things. I had Jets fans want to tank for him, I remember. I mean, there's like rookies right now. Emeka Egbuka looks better than him. Tet McMillan looks better than him already. Like, he has not done anything. He's dropping passes. He's not doing anything. Last year, he had like one really electric game, but since then, bro, I don't know. Too early to write him off, but usually you have like the Jamar Chases of the world, Justin Jeffersons of the world, CeeDee Lambs of the world. Those guys, Garrett Wilsons of the world, they come into the league and dominate right away. That's a position you expect there not to be a learning curve, and it seems like it's not clicking yet.
Exactly, especially if you're going to prematurely put him in the conversation with those guys pre-draft, right? Like, you would expect a bit more regardless of who the quarterback is. As far as the Bills and the Ravens beef on Twitter, it's weird to me. It's definitely weird to me. Why? Because you would think that Bills and Ravens fans would be able to walk in unison, since when you reflect back on that draft class, the two most hated quarterbacks on earth in that draft class were those two. Were Josh Allen, were Lamar Jackson. They tried saying that Lamar Jackson should transition over into a wide receiver. Everyone thought Josh Allen was going to be an absolute bum and he was going to be out of the league within 2 to 3 years. And now you're looking at it, and they are arguably number 1 and number 2 best quarterback in the league. How I look at it is this. I think that it's just guys riding for their team, riding for their guy, and they're obviously going to be pounding the table and saying, oh, so-and-so is better, so-and-so is better, so-and-so is better. But at the end of the day, whether or not you think it's Josh or whether or not that you think it's Lamar, it's a very small gap. It's a very, very small gap, like really at the end of the day. It's fans, dude. Most of the time, most of the things you see on Twitter when people are saying really vile, terrible stuff, 9 times out of 10, they're like 13 years old. Like 9 times out of 10, they're 13 years old. They're very angry. Like hormones are starting to hit, right? They say some wild shit. So I wouldn't read too much into it.
Well, let's get into another caller. We got Lissell up next. What's up, Lissell?
What's up, Lissell?
Hey guys.
What's up? What's up?
I just wanted a quick reaction to, because I am in your guys' fantasy. Can't wait to beat you all in fantasy.
Nice.
But I just got sent a trade offer for Travion Henderson and I give someone Travion Henderson. They give me Terry McLaurin.
Scary Terry?
Scary Terry. Do you think I should do it?
Well, he's hurt.
Oh, damn it. That's why.
Yeah, he's hurt. He has. It's still left to be determined how long it is, but I do know that he's seeing a specialist with quad injuries. So I don't. Yeah, I think someone's trying to pull a fast one on me, brother.
That's why. You're putting a fast one on me, bro.
I would stay away from Terry, Lissell. Thank you for the call, just from the injuries perspective. But hey,
stop trying to rip off Lissell, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, really. Who's trying to
rip off Lissell? All right, come on.
Good thing Lissell came on in here and asked us before. Who is?
But you know what's great?
Lino?
So you know what's great? Say for example that Lissell had RotoWire, which is the #1 fantasy football toolkit on the market today. He could have very easily used their trade analyzer. That is just one of the many tools that you could use that lets you know if you were getting ripped off, like that perfect example we just heard from our friend Lissell. A RotoWire is hands down the most in-depth fantasy football tool on the market. Advanced analytics, the trade analyzer, like I said. You can sync your league, letting you know what the rest of your teammates are doing as far as what popular waiver wire transactions are going, whether or not they fit your team, they fit that mold. Go check out RotoWire, guys. Link is in bio, and you're going to get 15% off as long as you use our code RTS. You will thank us later. Thank you.
Shout out to RotoWire, man. I'm dominating my league.
Shout out to the RotoWire.
All right, a few more Patreon callers. We got Habitual Line Stepper up next. It's good, bro.
What up, man?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing today?
Doing great, man. How about yourself?
Fantastic.
All right. I don't know what's the beef going on about the Twitter spaces with the Bills and the Ravens, but I know in these Ravens spaces, they are losing their mind, boy. They want Harbaugh going. They want everybody. They want the whole coaching staff going. So it's entertainment to me because everything that they realizing, some of us been seeing, but it's already now it's coming to light. But before it was just like he was hiding behind the fact that he could get away with it with Lamar. One of those is the O-line, cheating on the O-line. I've been telling people, we cheat on the O-line. We don't have a legit O-line, but now they realize our O-line is not really legit. It's just a makeshift O-line that we put in front of Lamar. And then when he could get away and make amazing plays, it look amazing. But when he gets sacked 7 times, now we got to be out here looking stupid. Oh, your quarterback who got sacked 7 times. Yeah, well, we know. That's what we expect.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But it's just how you got to live with it.
But they'll win 12 games.
TD. Yeah, we gonna win the 12, 13 games, but oh no, Richie. I said TD. Richie, you got to stop putting Garrett Wilson up there with those receivers, man.
Hey,
let him elevate Justin Fields into above average QB before you put him up there. If he elevate his college QB into above average territory, then you could be like, nah, Garrett Wilson top 5, top 10. But you be putting him up there, and I don't feel like he elevated Justin Fields. I don't feel like he elevated Zach Wilson. I don't feel like he elevates these guys, man. You got to give him some time. Let him elevate these guys, and then you be like, all right, he up there.
He survives the incompetent quarterback play, though. You know what I mean? He's never had a good quarterback.
I'll give you that. He survived Zach Wilson.
No
he did survive Zach Wilson, but you can't say he survived Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was good.
Oh, yeah, I know. Mike White, Joe Flacco,
Streveler.
I can keep going, man. But I hear you, man. I said that definitely more as a joke. I wasn't serious. But you're right, man. Right. I appreciate the call. And yeah, I mean, you heard me say slipping Garrett Wilson's name with a smirk on my face for a reason, man.
So one thing that really makes me feel better about that last call was I thought Bills fans were the only ones that, like, with the slightest inconvenience, everybody was lining up, like, with picket signs, just trying to get Sean McDermott out of town. Be like, oh, dude, he needs to be fired. And, like, now that I'm seeing it from the Ravens fan base, I'm seeing it from the Steelers fan base, I know that it's not exclusively just Buffalo Bills fans. For me, it's crazy because so many people have so much confidence in unproven offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators transitioning into the head coaching role that they would really be willing and to go on ahead and walk away from a guy that keeps them consistently good and consistently contending. Football, for the most part, yes, it does have to do with who's, is the most well-coached, like who has the most star power. A lot of it has to do with luck, boys. A lot of it has to do with luck, especially once you end up getting into the playoffs. A lot of teams that are world beaters can suffer a couple of injuries here and there, which is outside of the coach's control. I don't care what you have to say. That's why I've never hopped on the bandwagon. Be like, oh, Dan, like, say that Sean McDermott gets bounced in the AFC Championship again. Like, would you fire him? Like, and bring in who? Like some unproven offensive and defensive coordinator and risk while Josh Allen's getting over the age of 30 years old and hope for the love of God that this guy is going to be able to pick up exactly where we left off? No, not at all, man. As long as the guy continuously makes us competitive and consistent, and this is me talking to Ravens fans and this is me talking to Steelers fans, like, dude, Sometimes like you're only a couple of pieces away, and I don't know. That's been my mindset the entire time.
True that. All right. Another Patreon caller. We got Parks up next. It's good.
Parks.
What's up, fellas?
What's
I
up,
ain't gonna talk about our game, and I'm gonna wait to the AFC East Roundtable to talk about that because I got some stuff to say about my team and my fan base. So I'm gonna wait for that. I just got one question though. Hey, TD, didn't I tell you that I wouldn't be watching Justin Herbert, bro? If I was a Dolphins fan, did you see that pass by Justin Herbert, bro?
I know, man. I know.
Tua could never, bro. Tua could never. That's all I'm gonna say, y'all. I just want to tell TD that. Appreciate y'all, man. I'll be back at the AFC's Roundtable because I got some stuff to say about my fan base. Well, 95% of them in my team. Appreciate y'all. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, fellas. One love.
Salute,
Hell yeah,
Parks.
Shout out
Parks.
to
We
Parks,
appreciate
man.
that,
We
man.
need
I'm
more
looking
of-
forward to his call in the AFC's Roundtable.
Yeah, we need more Patriots representative. Like Parks represent that fan base as best as you possibly can imagine. Shout out to Parks.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You know, like get these Pats fans back on the train, baby. Get them back on the
I don't know.
train,
I think they're on the Baker
man.
Mayfield train because they're still with the
Positivity,
Bucks.
dude. Positivity is here. Wow, boys, you know what? I was concerned that since there was no games really to unpack or to preview that we would have a shorter episode. But here we are, an hour and 10 minutes in, and we didn't even get to the NFC. Do we give them a T-shirt? All right. Maybe we're going to have to save the NFC T-shirt segment for the first thing tomorrow. Dan, let's get back to it.
Oh, Lord.
Body shot.
Crazy work.
Seems like you filled him up then.
I did. He was leaking earlier, though. I filled him up too much. You know what I mean?
Pause.
Oh, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition. Your favorite NFL news show on the internet, Fourth and Forever, Roundtable Sports, real coverage from real fans. Hit that thumbs up sign for me. I can already tell you, since there is 244 of you in here, I am willing to bet that there's nowhere near 244 like buttons hit, but that's okay. Listen, I know that it is such a difficult task to like take 0.5 seconds and hit a thumbs up sign. Richie, how you doing, man? What do you got to say to the audience right before we let them go?
Make sure you guys hit the like button. AFC East Roundtable is live tonight. We're excited for that. And yeah, that's really all we got for this edition of Fourth and Forever. We got an NFC West matchup tomorrow. Let's go. I'm excited. We got an AFC East Roundtable primetime game this week, Monday night. Oh, baby. We'll see you guys tonight.
Easy work.
What do you got,
All right,
TD?
it's
Talk
gonna
to
be
me.
So easy.
Let's see. I'll come back tomorrow because I can't wait to start diving into the games for this week and giving our predictions on them. Thank you for everybody watching right now. Salute to all the members of Roundtable Sports. Don't forget, you can join the Patreon as well and become a member right here.
Oh, man. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. A special shout out to anybody that tuned in to the replay of this episode. We ask that you just hit that bell notification sign so you could find a way to come in here live. We love interacting with you guys on a daily basis. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you on the AFC East Roundtable tonight, and we will see you right here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Deuces.
Peace. This guy.